the webinar. This is our situation is very difficult. Currently, I could point it out that we are in the multi-dimensional crisis, right? Because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, everyone know it, the situation. And of course, then this is the situation of business now is getting up and down and could be also declining, right? And why I pointed out as multidimensional crisis, yeah, because of financial crisis occur, right? And the situation of social crisis too. And we get some difficulties in having a gathering, visiting, having conference physically, right? So that's why I could say that this is in social crisis, and even food crisis too, especially for those countries such as Indonesia is in, right? Because of most of our basic needs, imported. And then because of the transportation crisis, then the situation to get the food is to some extent we got also some difficulties. And why I start by having such kind of thing, because of we are still in the pandemic, then we must have some again and again, to think about how to resolve the situation. As I draw the picture of the red color, this is the situation of the business occurring in depression. Yeah, depression, hard to survive, such as hotel, restaurant, energy, and then also flight carriers, export and import. This is the situations of the business very hard to survive. Okay, and then with the yellow color, sorry, not yellow. This is the green colors. The green colors, the right side in the corner, the top corner. The business still survive. For example, agriculture, transportation, especially for in the local, area, right? And then the waters, they still survive. And then for business increasing, retails, foods, health equipments or medicals, that is the business increasing. So among them, of course, sustainability report is still needed. Why? Because with sustainability report and possible, we could analyze, what happened in the past, and then we also could predict for the future, right? Especially in the context of triple bottom lines, environment, social, and even economy, right? And then before I start by having our main themes, the affirmations of core and comprehensive option, I also would like to give a glance concerning our ICSP, Institute Certified Sustainability Practitioners. This is our organization, having vision and mission and objective, right? And we still, we always, hold the vision, mission, objective to be run well, in the situations of pandemic and after pandemic or new normal. Our vision to be the leading professional association, in fostering knowledge and practices of sustainability and assurance reports, right? Both, sustainability and assurance report, and in triggering sustainable developments. For those participants, if you are not having certification, either sustainability reporting specialist or sustainability reporting assurer, right? I encourage you to join. Then you become our member. And then our visions, we got 3 visions here: maintaining the integrity, commitments, and competence of members. So always we maintain. I think today webinar is one way to maintain, our commitment and our competence, in the context of sustainability and assurance report. And then the second mission, fostering knowledge of sustainability reporting practices. So then we focus on practices because our association is certified sustainability practitioners. So it means that we are focusing on either practicing in academics or practicing in the real business. Accounting, sustainability, and assurance report. And then the third one, actively participating in the enforcement of good governance. By having sustainability report, then of course, I think this is one of, we encourage, to be better and better in the governing our institution, socially and environmentally, right? Good governance, socially and environmentally. Responsible in national and international perspective. This is what the missions of our institution or our organization. And then the last is our objective, to raise professional potential of Indonesian and certified sustainability practitioners, not only Indonesian, but then also possibly Southeast Asia or Asia Pacific, or even around the world, to drive national and regional developments. And then also the second objective, to foster and develop the potential certified sustainability professionals to contribute to the development of the nation and region. Basically, our ICSP running for the region, not only just Indonesia, possible Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, possibly Southeast Asia countries. And then the last, to serve as a communication forum. So our institution and institute trying to serve as a communication forum that bridges members with various background, background of as an academician, right? Private and public companies, so that they could synergy in harmony among us, because we cannot just live by ourselves. So it need to have collaboration among others, from academicians, from private companies, and even from public companies, and even from the government. So this is our vision, right? Especially for 2020, we have agenda running for activate our institute. Okay. The first, there are 11 agendas. Number one, certified sustainability reporting specialist exam. According to our record, from January to September, we have done 7 times, for CSRS exam for certification, 7 times. In Palembang, in Jakarta, and then also KL, Kuala Lumpur, in Malang too, 7 times from January to September. And then for certified sustainability reporting Azure exam, for time, from January to 2020. So always we running this certification. So basically NCSR and ICSP, we separate in the context of the commitment. NCSR providing training, providing training and making the individual joining the training to be expert. And then for ICSP, conducting certification, So training by NCSR and then for certification by ICSP. Right, so that's why number 1 and number 2 is very important to run so that our what we call increase the number of specialists of the sustainability report, the preparer, sustainability reporting preparer, and sustainability reporting assurers getting more and more, right? And then the third one is to invite those who are holding the certification to be a member of the institute. So that's why today explicitly we invite for the member to join the webinar, right? And then this is part of the way that we would like to always, continuous learning for the member. And then our fourth agenda is to develop a code of ethics. Well, until now, we're still thinking on how to realize code of ethics in our member. Hopefully, end of year code of ethics of the ICSP for the practitioners will be finished or will be done. And then the fifth one, to develop professional standard, right, professional standard. Well, we're still waiting whether we need to have a modification of the international standard or still following the professional GRI standard, for example. This is what we think it might be some modification needed, And then the sixth one, to provide continuous learning for members. So today, this is the implementations, for continuous learning by using like today webinar, providing continuous learning. And then the seventh, to strengthen the organization unit, because we have organizational structure, then we need to strengthen, so then the organization could run very well. Always have some communication and coordination. And then the eighth, to introduce the institute and its profession to wider society, campus and government by MOU. And this year I signed 2 MOU, with the university. One is University of Jember, in East Java, and then also State University of Malang, right? And hopefully then we could extend some others institution could have a kind of collaboration. Then number 9, to certify the potential those who have competence in sustainability report and assurance report training centers. Yeah, we do hope that it might possibly then be opening centers, not only just in Jakarta and let's say in Malang, but it might be possible to have centers in Makassar, for example, or in Bali, in KL, for example, so that the center can provide such kind of training. For sustainability reporting specialists and also sustainability assurance report. And then the 10, SPC. SPC means what is symposium, right? This is a sustainability practitioners consortium. Yeah, consortium. It's like a big symposium, right? Then we collaborate this year with the University of Indonesia, and the conference, Sustainability Practitioners Conference. SPC means Sustainability Practitioners Conference, and the flyers of the conference already been launched, and collaborate with University of Indonesia, and what do you call, the schedule will be on November, November. Okay, if then I think Ms. Nathan, would you please then later on to distribute the conference flyer to every member. And then 11, the last is ASRAT. This is the NCSR and collaborated with ICSP. Yeah, Asia Sustainability Reporting Rating. I think now it's already 15 times. 15 times. Yeah, hopefully then on December will be scheduled the ASRAT to 2020. Well, this is a glance of what the activities of our institute concerning this. Hopefully, then, if you are willing to help us, we most welcome, to you, to helping our institute. Right. Okay. Now. Okay. Right. Okay. Now we are entering the main theme for today's webinar. We focus on core and comprehensive. Yeah. Core and comprehensive option, basically. But of course, we cannot ignore the mechanisms of reporting process. This is the reporting process, starting from 100 series standard, 100 series, 100 series containing GRI 101, and then GRI 102, and then GRI 103, right? So three together are really basic, in a way that when we prepare sustainability report, then we must have a good knowledge on 100 series. Even though I think this is, I would like also to inform you, GRI through GSSP, Global Sustainability Reporting Board, right? Right now launching revisions of 100 series, 100 series standard, But even though they launched the standard, but I believe now still asking the comment. And then the last comment given 9 September, but already left, already left. But anyway, let's say, for example, if the changing and the revision ratified, doesn't mean that immediately will be implemented, but at least 2 or 3 years later, then the new 100 series will be what we call implemented. So that's why for today, even though now revision and the changing of 100 series is undergoing, to be implemented or to be ratified, but then I think this is still important for us, understanding how the mechanisms of 100 series to be understood. Okay. Well, this is the situations of how we prepare the sustainability report, having a principle and reporting process. Principles mean a comprehensive and fundamental assumption, basically, principle. Comprehensive and fundamental assumption when we prepare to be used, when we preparing sustainability report. Then the principle have to be understood well, as we are as an expert, or we are having a skill on the preparation of sustainability report. Right. Okay, and the mechanism after we have knowledge on 100 series, of course, then we have to find whether in options when we prepare sustainability report, core and comprehensive, right? Okay, later on, I will give you some detail on this kind of option. Right. Then this is what the GSSP, Global Sustainability Reporting Board, launching for public comment. GRI Universal Standard 100 series public comments. And the last two was 9 September. Right? And there will be no more actually core and comprehensive according to the proposal, because the proposals having changing substantially on the word of core and comprehensive. No more word core and comprehensive. But of course, we're still waiting to be implemented 2 or 3 years later. Then GSSP revised, changing to 2016 standard contents, including GRI 101 using the GRI standard, and then also GRI 102 about the organization, and then GRI 103 material topics. So this is what they introducing. And then no more core and comprehensive. They will use the word of reporting in accordance with the GRI standard only, only, and then reporting with reference to the GRI standard, right? In accordance means totally, totally having adopted what the GRI standard have. But for the reporting with the reference of the GRI standard, it means just for the reference, right? So yeah, basically for 100 series, there are 3, for universal standard. This is universal standard, right? And this one will be changed. Oh, sorry. Okay, this will be changed. Okay. The next, why GSSP going to change and revise for 100 series? This is the reason. This is the reason. During the transitions of the G4 to 2016 standard, right? So it means that 4 or 5 years ago, the GSSP is the one institutions having right to change the standard, the GRI standard. And then GSSP identified the reporting principles and sections of GRI 102, especially for general disclosures, which have not undergone a comprehensive review. So they have reason. It was before no such kind of detailed, comprehensive review since 2006. So almost 10 years, almost 10 years. Then they produce 2016 standard, no comprehensive review. And then until now. So it means that it could be almost 15 years, no comprehensive review. So that's why the GSSP thinking to change and to revise comprehensively. And as well as in accordance, criteria as areas that should undergo a revision. In accordance means that this is core and comprehensive options there. So that's why now the proposals are going to change the word of core and comprehensive, no more the word of option. And then the second reason, the GSSP issued a number of clarification to core concept underpinning the reporting framework during the transition, commonly misunderstood, about the core concept of, for example, core and comprehensive. So that's why the proposal for a vision. And how to define the topic boundary and how to report on topic not covered by the GRI standard. This is what the reason given by them. And then the clarity in selection, clarity in selected general disclosures in the management approach is also going to be changed. This is the reason. And then the above developments and recommendation arising from the review GRI, human right, also will be, human right will be inserted, especially in the GRI 103 for management approach. So it means that there will be substantially change on the 100 series standard. Right, so this is the situations of currently the CSSP propose some changing. Right, and then in the proposal there are 4 aspects they introduce to change. Work stream 1, human right and due diligence related disclosure, right? And then number 2, work stream 2, reporting principle, also undergoing to change. No more of defining report content and report quality, for example, right? And then work stream 3, in accordance criteria. So why I start by this, because of, I would like to show you, even though we are now talking about core and comprehensive option, right? And then in the meantime, in accordance criteria for core and comprehensive will be erased, will be deleted by the CSSP. So that's why I giving some others, at least for the preparation for this year and next year and the year after, next year after, there's still possible we still use core and comprehensive. At least 2 or 3 time preparation still use it, because after the ratifications of the standard, not immediately they implement it. It needs to have some, such kind of time, to be informed globally. Then afterward, they put it the deadline as compulsory to be implemented. But at least 2 or 3 years or more possibly, then the new in accordance criteria implemented by GRI standards. Okay, and then the work stream 4 is general disclosures. So this is what now they are working on the, what do you call, the changing of the GRI standard, especially for 100 series. Okay. Right, and why? Well, this is actually my contribution to the GSSP. I also sent some comment according to the proposal. So they also reply letter for me. Dear Ganis Sukoharsono, thank you very much for your comments on the GRI universal standard exposure draft. This is a letter I received September 11. I received September 11 just 4 days ago. From the GSSP. So that's why I show you as an idea of that I also having some thinking on contributing, to review and comment on the exposure draft of the new proposal of Universal Standard 100 series. Right. Okay, now we focus on the core comprehensive. This is the situation of the framework running when we prepare system 3 report. I believe that all of you have a good knowledge on this. You see, starting point by the foundation, the principle, and then in the principle 101, then you will find whether we prepare core or comprehensive. And then we apply to the reporting principle throughout the reporting process, okay? And then identify your material topic, okay? Then you prepare for the first general disclosure for the GRI 102, right? About that is about organizational profile or company profile. Excuse me, I got sorry, I got difficulties with many things covering my screen. 102 general disclosures. For example, organizational profile, you must state, describe them all detail, right? Concisely, you know, not overwhelming, but concisely. Strategy, ethics, and integrity, you know, and then also governance, stakeholders engagement, and then also reporting practices. So this is for 102, you know. Of course, then for 102, if we choose, let's say, core, there will be different detail, right? After then 102, then we go to the preparations of specific topic, you know, topic specific standard. 200 series, 300 series, and 400 series. But don't forget, when we state or answer the question of the standard, then we must also to think to see for 103. This is what so-called as management approach, giving the narrative of let's say policy, you know, policy of the company concerning the series of 200, the series of 300, and the series of 400. Many of company, they forget of the 103 in each report of 200 series, 300 series, and 400 series. But this is a very essential, you know, giving description, you know, about the policy of the institution, organization, you know, concerning the triple P, you know, economy, environment, and social. Then finally, we prepare sustainability report at last. Okay. Now, this is the universal standard of the GRI standard. Okay. Okay. Right. 101 foundation. This is the really basic we must understand. Inside, they have so-called as reporting principle. You know, as I said, principles means comprehensive and foundations assumption, you know, that we must conduct it or in the preparation of sustainability report. So foundation is starting point, you know, 101 for using the set of GRI standard. Before we go through all, you know, of the standard, then we must stop it first at the GRI 101. Because GRI 101 is set out the reporting principle for defining reporting content and quality. Content and quality. There are 10 principles, right? There are 10 principles. It includes requirement for preparing a sustainability report in accordance with the GRI standard. So if we in a way of in accordance with the GRI standard, then we must follow reporting principle. Once we fail, you know, to do so for the reporting principle, then we cannot claim that it is in accordance with the GRI standard. And describe how the GRI standard can be used and referenced. Right? So this is a reporting principle. Then GRI 101 is also include the specific claim, that are required for the organization preparing sustainability report in accordance with the standard. All right. So this is the situation that with the way that we need it, to be understood well for the GRI 101. And then we go to, after we having the preparation of the foundation, and then the second, we start by having knowing of the GRI 102, general disclosure. General disclosure is used to report contextual information about an organization or a company in generally. For example, the profile, the office, where is the office, the products, the markets, and then the ethics that they use it, and then the organizational structure. This is means by so-called as general disclosure. These include information about the organization profile, from the profile, the strategy, ethics, integrity. So this is very basic in a way that understanding how the organization look like, how the organization look like. Okay, so it's kind of openness to, giving they transparent, to be transparent, to be transparent, then they must declare the general understanding to the readers about the organization. And then the last is about the GRI 103, management approach. 103 is many preparer neglecting, this one. Yeah, according to my observation, since before then, I found many of the organization, they neglect of neglecting management approach. What is management approach? This is management that is used to report information about how organization manages in material topics. Material topics means the importance topic that the stakeholders will affect by it. This is called material topics. And then it is designed to be used for its material topic in sustainability report. That is why then sustainability report, the importance of sustainability report, because of they contains basically mainly for material things, to be reported. Not all then they put it on the sustainability report, but for the material things, needed to be reported, including those covered by the topic-specific GRI standard and so on. So let's now think if all matters to be reported, of course, then the report will be too thick. So that's why sustainability report focus on the material topics. Right. So this is the standard of concerning universal standard. Very important to be known by us and as a preparer too. Right. Now we focus on GRI 101. There are three things needed to be focused for 101 for the starting point for using the GRI standard. Because why? Core and comprehensive option. That's the word in that area for GRI 101. 101. Core and comprehensive is inside of 101. There are three aspects: reporting principles, using the GRI standard for sustainability report, how to use it, right? And then making claim related to the use of the GRI standard. So there are three within the 101. Reporting principle. reporting principle, there are 10, there are 10 principles have to be understood by the preparers, have to be understood by preparers, and also possibly the management, possibly also have to be understood by readers too, because of this is the umbrella, the big umbrella, the big umbrella when the preparation, when we read the sustainability report. What is the principle? The principles, there are 4 principles for defining reporting content. The contents of the report must be, stakeholders inclusiveness must be, reporting content. And then the second one is sustainability context. So we cannot report them other than sustainability context. Sustainability context meaning the impact on economy, the impact on social, and then the impact on environment. This is means by sustainability context. So we cannot report it other than that. And then materiality, right? So means that the report is containing the substance things that is important or that are important. If not important, then what we call as neglecting, and then or we put it away, because of this is not material. And then the last is completeness. So this is what this means by the importance of report contents, the contents of the sustainability report. This is the umbrella of the report, having this kinds of principle. Okay, and then if we move to the 6 other principles, this is called as reporting quality. The reporting quality is accuracy, balance, clarity, comparability, reliability, and timelines. Accuracy, so means that if we are preparing or we analyzing things, or the sustainability report, then the contents or the quality of the report have to be accurate, in a way of subtraction and things, the data, basically means by the accurate, accurate, cannot just like prediction. And then balance, clarity, comparability. Comparability means possibly that we could compare between previous years, previous years. And then reliability, rely from the word of rely on, trustable, having good integrity. This is means by when we preparing the sustainability report, then reliable. And then timelines. Timelines means currency. For now, the data really in timely, prepared. Not a long time ago, for example, the data, then we use it for this report. So this is the timelines. So this is, the principle that needed to be understood when we start in preparations of sustainability report. Or if we not preparing, we are as a reader, or we are as stakeholders, one of stakeholders, then we also could analyze whether the stakeholders' inclusiveness is already there or not. What is stakeholders' inclusiveness? Stakeholders' inclusiveness is means by how the organization or how the company identify its stakeholders, and also explain how it has responded to their responsible expectations and interests. Right? This is means by stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? The stakeholders include employees, then how the report they also having inclusiveness of the employees or other workers, for example, and then suppliers, customers, governments, for example, you know, and some of the thing that it is, identified by the organization, excuse me, as influence, having expectation or interest to the company, having impact on it. This is meant by the stakeholders inclusion. So this is very important in a way that we have to have knowledge on the 10 principle. Yeah. Reporting contents, having 4, excuse me, and then reporting quality, 6, and then all together having 10 principle. Even though contents and quality got different. Report contents means what we call as a natural way of having a description with all the context of the report, having this kind of thing. Stakeholders inclusiveness, sustainability context, materiality, and completeness. And then the quality of the report, having accuracy in a way of a technical thing. So the quality basically on the technical things, technical. The balance, clarity, comparability, reliability, and timelines. Right. Now the second, after we understood the reporting principle, right, then we move to use the GRI standard for sustainability reporting. Okay, applying the reporting principle. But well, how then the question have to be addressed and then to be answered by the preparer for the applying reporting principle. This is number 2. Basically, 1, 2, 3 of the GRI 101 is kind of become one actually. Then applying reporting principle, the reporting organization or the company, shall apply all reporting principle from section 1 to define report content and quality. Number 2 is basically questioning whether reporting principle of the 10 of the principle they have defined or not, they identify or not, right? Because if, say, for example, they fail to define, then we cannot say that this is accordance to the GRI standard. Okay, and then the number 2, reporting general disclosure. This is referred to 102. Reporting organization shall report the requirement disclosure from GRI 102. This is for general disclosure, as I said before, organizational profile, and then ethics, organizational structure, all within so-called as general disclosure. And then identifying material topic and their boundaries. This is in reverse to 103. Okay. Right. So we now move to making claim. Now, this is the things that we have to define it. Okay. For making claim related to the use of the GRI standard is very important. Why important? Yeah, because once we claim that the report is based on the GRI standard, then of course, when we go through all the document, means they use GRI standard as required, right? Because if they fail, then we cannot claim this is the use of the GRI standard. Okay, there are two basic approaches for using the GRI standard. Using the GRI standard as a set of prepare system to report in accordance with the standard, in accordance with the standard. If in accordance with standards means obey, obey with the standard, or following, even though the word appropriate the accordance, but then if I'm trying to bring into other words, following, or what is called obey, obeying the GRI, and then using selected standard. There are two. If using selected standard as part of their conduct, cannot claim as a GRI standard. They just use it as part of it, a small part. And then criteria to claim a report has been prepared in accordance with the GRI standard. How to claim, in claiming, because we must also claim, having the word as within the report. If you use a core option, then you must state, with a colon, double colon, apostrophe, apostrophe. The report has been prepared in accordance with the GRI standard, double colon, core option. This is core option. Means that when we open, this is based on the core option, means then following the core option. But then other than that, then if they choose of comprehensive option, they must state it. They must state it very well with the word given by the standard. The report has been prepared in accordance with the GRI standard, double colon, comprehensive option. We must obey with this, because if we do not have this kind of words or sentence, then we fail to do so. So core option and comprehensive option, really a matter of statement needed. Right. Okay. Now, this is what criteria to be as core and comprehensive. But anyway, before we giving this in detail, I just go to here how to choose core option and comprehensive option. Okay, this is my way, to prepare how we have to choose, either core or comprehensive option. The left hand side, this is if we are as sustainable reporting consultant. Okay, we are as a sustainable reporting consultant, then we have to consider 1, 2, 3. And then another one is as we are as organic company sustainable reporting staff preparer. If we are a consultant, consultants mean with the third party, helping the company in the preparations of sustainable report. But another one, organic company staff, or organic staff, meaning that you part of the company when the prepare of choosing a comprehensive or core, right? Let's now to think we are as a sustainability report consultant. Okay, we are consultant. If we are consultant, then of course we have to go to the directions of whether we use core or comprehensive. Right. How then? We must understand by the situation as who you are. Okay, consultant experiences. What is your experience? And then company experiences, stakeholders consideration, right? This is as our consultant. Then finally, you could choose whether you are choosing core and then or comprehensive. You cannot just say that we go to company and then having a proposal, then this is core. You cannot do like this, you see. But you have to think diligently, you know, and smartly, and giving the option, you know, of core, either core or comprehensive. If you are as organic company, then staff, yeah, organic company staff, then the consideration company experiences and then stakeholders consideration. Okay, then I will move it. Okay, before giving move to the next slide and giving the details, then I also would like to inform you concerning what is core and comprehensive. Okay, um, core means or indicates that a report contains the minimum information needed, limited, you know, minimum. But the minimum uh, guided by the standard, not just saying that, oh, this is just minimum. No, you cannot do it like this. But minimum is based on the guidance, yeah, or guided by the GRI standard. And then the minimum information needed to understand the nature of organization, its material topics and related impacts, and how these are managed. This is the core, limited information. But then comprehensive means the whole things, you know, given by the standard, then we inform reporting comprehensively. This means comprehensive. I think similar the word of the meaning word of comprehensive. Right. Well, if you're asking what is the different core and comprehensive, of course, then this is limited, and then comprehensive is things, you know, uh, the full formula needed to be reported. But again, this option do not relate to the quality of information. Yeah, according to the standard, they say that the core and comprehensive doesn't mean this is related to the quality of the information. Why? Well, this is just reflect the degree to which the GRI standard have been applied. This is just kind of applied or implementation of the standard, not for the quality. Even though basically, if we really think, you know, something reporting with limited and something with comprehensive, of course they're different. But again, this is what means misunderstanding on the GRI standard. So that's why the GSSP thinking to change radically on the context of core and comprehensively. So this is what now the GSSP, you know, Global Systematic Reporting Board, changing 100 series. This is one reason. But anyway, because this is already been given by the standard, then we follow, you know, we follow the standard until, you know, the GRI 100 series release. I believe release 3 years later, you know, 3 years later. But anyway, so this is understanding of the core and comprehensive observe. And many could be 90% of the organization preparing system to report, they use core option. Yeah, because of simple, because of limited, then the better, then they just focus on. But in fact, also some, they prepare for comprehensive. Why? Because some reason they do for the comprehensive. I will show you for some why they are comprehensive and this thing. Okay, right. So this is how to choose it, core and comprehensive. If you are as a consultant, you know, if you are a consultant, then you must consider with this thing. The SR preparation experience, you know, experience. If you don't have any, you know, such kind of comprehensive experience and this thing, then better start by having core option. And then for the budget proposal, yeah, because you are as consultant, if you are offering for comprehensive, of course, then the budget will be higher compared to the core option, because um, more comprehensive evidence that you have to collect, you gather, and then also doing such kind of focus group discussion and this thing more comprehensively, right? And then certified team availability, So how you have a team available, having a certification, right? If you know many, helping you in the team, then it's better core option. And then also understanding the company. If you're not really good understanding of the company, then go for the core option. And then, of course, by the engagement letter. If the engagement letter saying that this is core option, then go for core option. So you must have a good understanding by yourself. SR preparation, experience, and then budget proposal, certified team availability, understanding the company, and then the engagement letter. Then also, other than yourself, then you must also understand the company experiences. If the company experiences, they already published the previous sustainability report with comprehensive, then we are offering the core option, not good. So then you have to follow, okay? And then company experience also budget availability, because core and comprehensive, the budget different, different. And then also special need. Special need, say for example, if the company want to declare more comprehensively, then you cannot offer them as core option. So you must go with the comprehensive option. Okay, and then previous SR, if they have already before with the comprehensive, you cannot operate with the core, right? Engagement letter, is a kind of discussion and already as a commitment, between consultant and the company. I think engagement have already been decided comprehensive, then you must go with the comprehensive. And then number 5 for company experience, I think this is good, SR performance award competition. For award competition, for example, like Astrat is already declared. You cannot having a good, the top rating if you are not comprehensive. So if the company experience having award competition, then the comprehensive option will be very necessary. So this is consideration how to choose core option and comprehensive. And then the last, as you are a consultant, is stakeholders consideration. Considering, because the stakeholders is asking, the stakeholder, even internal or external stakeholders asking for the consider to be having, let's say, comprehensive, then of course we have to follow what the proposal by the stakeholder considered. So this is by having thinking as you are a consultant in choosing core option and comprehensive option, right? And then how if you are as organic, staff of the company, the two that you must consider: company experiences and then stakeholders consideration, right? There are 6 indicators that might be possible to be as you are thinking that this is important to be as what we call understanding. The first is budget availability. Even though as a staff, but of course if you are having let's say meeting and then site visit, asking the data, this thing, of course the budget needed. So the budget availability. How much is depend on uh, the size of the company. If the size of the company very big with many manufacturing, many fabrics, many store, for example, in different cities, region. So then, of course, needed some more budget. Okay, and then certified team availability. How many? If you are a very small team, this is very impossible to have to be having as a comprehensive. So then you go to core option. But if you enough, certified team availability, then you can go to comprehensive option. And then special need, if this is instruction given or special report needed to be comprehensive, then you must go for comprehensive. Previous SR, if available, if any, if the previous report they already published for comprehensive, then you go for core. If there is no any specific reason, this is not good, then you go for the comprehensive. Comprehensive, there will be good to have things, to prepare. Engagement letter, especially for those you are as staff, having engagement letter from your top management. And then SR performance award competition, it's very necessary, having comprehensive option rather than just core option. And then some consideration needed, special need, by the stakeholders. Could be customers, could be a board, or could be, because stakeholders internal stakeholders or external stakeholders possible, giving a proposal you to have a specific option. So this is the situations of indicators possible to be considered in the choosing core and comprehensive option, for in a way of having reason why core, why comprehensive. You see, this is well, guidance, when you prepare of reasoning, the options of core or comprehensive. And of course, you could not find this kind of reasoning in the standard, and I just compiling from the experience, then share to you. Okay, right. So now I think I would like to almost at the end now, giving you some understanding on the core and comprehensive option. Well, this is the list of core option, with the different of the comprehensive option, and then especially for core option, in GRI 102 for general disclosures, there's some limited information given, and not necessary to declare for some standard, but for the comprehensive, of course, all, except for omission given, right? Okay. Okay, and yeah, I think this is also, I repeat again, both core and comprehensive option have the same requirements for organization profile and stakeholders engagement and reporting practices. And then comprehensive, this is additional information is required. Strategy, governance, ethic, and so forth. And from detail, like here. This is the detail. This is the core, this is comprehensive. Comprehensive is all standard, except for the omission permitted. This one, But then for this one, let's say, for example, disclosure 100 to 1 until 13, then you must declare this. No omission, no omission. Even core and comprehensive are the same, Name of company, activities, location, blah, 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 until 13, all the same. Member of our association, external initiative, all the same. But except for the strategy 102, 14, but then omitted for 15, no 15. Key impact, risk, and opportunity not recommended, so you omit it. This is for the core, right? And then for the ethics, for the ethics is also, especially for 17, you delete it. Mechanism for advice and concern about ethics, you could omit it. This is for the core, the core. So it means limited. Then for the governance, this is I think very most influential in a way that the disclosure of the governor, there are 22, for the governor, 22, started from 18 to 39, 18 to 39. But in fact, for core, then the requirement is only one governance structure. So you could delete it all 21 standard, except for one number 18 governance structure. So this is the core, the core. So why they omitted? This is according to the standard. You could say that this is the standard. The standards say that we not declare of 19 to 39, because of the standard mentioned this. But then for the comprehensive, so you must declare them all. If you want to be awarded as a platinum rating, then comprehensive is requirement. It's required. Right. So this is omission possible to be omitted. Exceptional. So make a claim. This is possible when this one. Okay. Reason for omission not applicable. Confidentially constrained because of let's say law cases, or on the court of decision, for example, then you could omit it, And then specific legal prohibition, because of the legal also, you cannot declare it, then you could omit it. And then the last, information unavailable. As far as you also inform in the standard, you declare it, then it is recognized that you fill it the standard, even though there is no information there. But the information is only this type of thing having a reason, then it is means that you fill it the standard. All right. So this is reason for omission. Yeah, I think that's all for my presentation, and yeah, I do hope you could strengthen your understanding of core and core option or comprehension option in a way of dependent upon if you are as a readers, for example, or you are as a consultant, or you may as organic staff of the company, then you could consider which one will be better to choose core option and comprehensive option. I think that's all, and I just would like to give you some, if you like to have question and so forth. If I could answer then directly, then I will answer. If not, then later on, then I will send you some answer to you. Okay, thank you. And yes, please, I'm really now opening for discussion, if you like, for some minutes. Hello, Dr. Roman, yeah?
Hello, Pak Prof. Eko, how are you?
Yeah, okay, good. Thank you.
I have a question, Pak Prof. Eko.
Yep, please.
For comprehensive, um, for the specific topics, economic, social, and environment, does a company need to communicate with stakeholder to determine which one is material to be reported? Or a company just disclose all of the standards within the three: economic, social, and environment?
Sorry, could you repeat it again?
Okay, yeah. For comprehensive option,
Okay.
yeah, does a company need to communicate or discuss with key stakeholders to determine material topics? Or a company has to disclose all of the standards within the three: economic, social, and environment?
Right, right. Okay, thank you, Mr. Roman. Well,
Thank you.
basically, the first that we have to define the materiality topics. Material topic first, right?
Yep.
And how then we define the materiality topics or identify material topics, then we must also include our stakeholders because of this means by the stakeholders inclusiveness, right? Inclusiveness. And then after we define the materiality topics, then all the mechanism within the report of the specific topic standard or topic specific standard based on the materiality topics. So materiality topics basically the early step, the early step to define, because the materiality have to be done at the 100 series first.
Okay.
After 100 series, then we can go to 200, 300, and 400 series. So basically, the key point is materiality topic, because the whole standard sustainability report containing material topics.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Roman.
Thank you, Prof. Eko, for the explanation. Yeah.
Thank you. And Mr. Roman, I would like to contact you later on,
Yes.
concerning for the organization.
Okay.
So we need some help, I think, for running the. I think I'm not sure, before when we met together, and then you asking me how to proceed for the better structure of organization and so forth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then I will
I'm happy.
Contact you later. Okay.
Yes, I'm happy to contribute, Prof.
So, any others, please?
Okay, Prof. Eko, I have a question. I'm Fahmi.
Yes.
I'm from academic. When we choose comprehensive option, how we disclose topic that actually doesn't too relevant with the business type or industries? For example, if I prepare for investment management business or industries, and I choose comprehensive option, how I disclose a topic that related to environment, for example. That's I can say that that is not actually relevant with the business. So can we omit that, or how we have to disclose when we choose for comprehensive option? Thank you, Prof.
Okay, good. Right. Thank you, Mr. Fahmi. Well, I think this is a good question too. Concerning the comprehensive, but then we face the situations where the standard itself not suitable, for example, right, to be reported, or we just neglecting, or we just omit it, or delete it, or we have to say something. Right? Well, um, rather we just delete it, or we neglecting, or doesn't mention anything. There will be good if you say something, in the standard. What happened, because you are as an academician, right? In the context of research, right? If you are using qualitative, what do you call as measurement, right? If the standard doesn't appear, if the specific standard doesn't appear, right? Mentioning, then in the formula, it will be minus, right? It will be minus, or mean that neglecting means zero, right? So that's why I really impressed. If then, even though this is not relevant, you need it to explain or to describe, even though it seems very rare, you see, in the context of business, we could not define, such thing. For example, biodiversity. Biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity, you may that you identify the flora or fauna surrounding the company. But if this is not relevant, then you could say that this is not relevant of the business. So that's why we could not able to define, define the biodiversity in that area, for example. So this is some, possible to describe within the report. Rather, you just omit it, and this is just not relevant of this. But only just one sentence needed, to mention. Because later on, for the company, if we do research, then we could read it. Or actually, the company already given some reason, and then also feeling based on the standard, even though the standard itself doesn't have any suitable in the report, or irrelevant in the report. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Fahmi.
Okay.
Dr. Soldas.
Thank you, Prof. Eko.
Ya, Dr. Sultan, also I think.
Baik, Prof. Terima kasih atas kesempatan yang diberikan. Yang ingin saya pertanyakan, Prof, khusus mengenai penggunaan laporan yang komprehensif tadi, Prof. Ada di slide-nya Prof ini memberikan informasi mengenai yang berada di dalam sebuah perusahaan. Nah, apakah staf yang ada dalam perusahaan tersebut telah dibekali pengetahuan mengenai laporan mengenai komprehensif tadi, Prof? Atau perlu diinformasikan lebih lanjut atau bagaimana?
Baik. According to my slide, I think one of the indicators, it says about certified team availability, right? Certified team availability means if the certified team availability having good knowledge, competence on the whole standard, then possible they prepare for comprehensive option, right? But of course, answering the certified team availability, including inside the competency, right? The competency. Let's say, for example, if the organic company staff cannot answer, right, that indicator, then I think that would be good if they withdraw, right? Withdraw to prepare systematic report, then asking a consultant to guide, asking to counsel. Doesn't mean that the consultant or the third party have to prepare them all, but then as asking to come and having a guidance, rather than they forced by themselves to prepare, but in fact, their understanding about the comprehensive is very, very low, you know. So this is what my answer. Basically, competency is very important. Not necessarily we asking a third party to prepare from A to Z, right? But at least what they call participate and guidance, giving supervision. Because of, I think this is the budget availability too, right? If the budget is not very much, then asking them to supervise, then they prepare for the. This is what I think the solution for those who are for the company, you know, having limitations on the availability of certified staff. Okay. All right, so I think thank you for joining, you know, because my time now is already over more or less 7 or 10 minutes. But anyway, if you like to have one more, I would like to open. If not, then I'm really happy to have this kind of the first webinar. I do hope for next month, you know, for next month. We are also going to run again for webinar. But of course, the presenter will be different. And for those who are as members, you are having a free, you know, for webinar. Yeah. For not member, but for having member, for not having member, I do hope that you join as a member, you know, asking for the staff, the secretary of the ICSP, right, for the requirement to be as a member, then we would like to serve you for every month having a webinar, and then will be announced by the secretary. And again, thank you for your times and your patience to listen my presentation. Sorry, I'm delivering in English because some of our distinguished participants also from the overseas. And I do hope for later on we also still keep it in English because of the ICSP as an international or regional association. Then we respect to our brother and sisters from our region. And again, thank you, and hopefully we meet again, and then contributing to our association. And all the best for you, and stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi
Thank you, Prof. Thank you
Thank you,
all.
Prof.
See you
Thank you,
all.
Prof. Eko.
Salam. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And then I leave the.
Thank you for all the participants. So there's a training upcoming schedule on the chat. If you want to join, you can contact to WA, WhatsApp, or join from registration that I link on the chat. And for the certificate, there will be 1 or 2 days that you will receive, including questionnaire about the training. Thank you so much for joining. Makasih Bapak Ibu udah join bulan ini. Insya Allah bulan depan ada lagi. Nanti kita tetap info atau blast semua email membership kalau ada training lagi.
Oke.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Mbak.
Thank you.
Ya.
Terima kasih.
Thank you, Mbak Nathan. Thank you.
Iya.